Welcome to my show. My name is Jane Lawrence. Now, why men pull away can be baffling, especially if they've hinted from the very get-go that they like you. But it might be a mind game that if you know how to handle well, it will work well to your advantage. Now, have you ever experienced having a man so all over you just to have him act uninterested the next day? Now, when he pulls back, does that mean that he's no longer interested, and peradventure that happens to you? What would be my advice? What would you do? What should you do? First, let's understand why men pull away early in dating so that you would stop cracking your head trying to figure out why. Even if a man is into you, he may pull back just to see how you would react. And note that I use the word may, because not every man feels the need to do so. So with that being said and done, there are 6 possible ways why a man who seemed to like you from the very beginning will start to pull away. Number 1, he pulls away to see how much you need this relationship. It's funny. It's a mind game thing. The truth is, this is a proven fact that most men deliberately don't call just to see how you would respond. So if you are upset, it sends him that clear message how much you want this relationship. And if you badly need this relationship, he knows that he has 100% hold on you. Honestly, I don't exactly know why they do this, but I personally think that it's stupid, especially after getting intimate the night before for the first time. Then the next day, they just go ghosting mood. It doesn't make sense. The truth is, when you do that to me, I will never call back or ask why. I would leave you to play out your foolishness, and if the love didn't really run deep for me, I will never give you a second thought when you come back, because they always come back for some reasons. Honestly, I think that it is just human nature for a man to test the waters. He wants to see how much he can get away with. And if you don't nip it in the bud, they will hurt you. So early in dating, starting from day 1, he's already calculating how much he can get away with, how far you're willing to stretch, bend, bow backwards just to have the relationship with him, or to see if you're desperate enough to have a relationship with him. And he will get the answers by how you react to his pullback. All right? With your frantic calls, your messages. So ladies, when you find yourself in this situation, what do you do? Now, while this guy is still pulling away from you, decide if you really want to be with him, or if you rather would want to move on and be with someone who truly knows what they want out of a relationship with you. All right? So go out with friends, meet new people, be open to date other men, get occupied with other things that will take your mind off him and stop obsessing about him. Do you get what I mean? But if he comes back and you want to give him another chance, the ball should be in your court. The ball should be in your court. And don't you dare drop everything to see this guy the same day that he finally decides to want to see you. But if you still like him, tell him that you are happy to see him, but let him be aware that you have other stuff occupying your time that you need to give attention to. And if he goes on asking you out, accept the offer, but put it on your own calendar, not his, because he has lost that privilege. If you once gave him the throne to your heart before, now you're giving him the toilet until he genuinely works his way to getting your trust again. So don't prioritize your date with him. He needs to wait, and he must work for it. Don't be too eager to continue the romance with him. Let the dance of the romance progress according to your own music. This man needs some serious doing. He needs to get back your trust to ensure that he's reliable and to prove to you that he's worth your time. Because if you give him, a quick chance, he will think that every second of the day you are available, even if he ghosts you, and he's going to ghost you again. So he needs to walk back his way into reassuring you that he's sincere and genuine. And second reason he pulls away is just to gain reassurance. And you see, most men are egotistic, and when it comes to getting reassurance that you like him, he certainly won't be verbal about it. He wouldn't ask you, all right, because he's very egotistic. He's very unlikely to initiate serious talks with you. And you certainly won't hear him say, hey, honey, we need to talk. I need to know where I stand with you. You know, just like we women would normally do. But instead, he will pull back. He won't call you. And you probably wouldn't hear from him for days, because pulling back is also necessary for him to figure out if you're the type of woman that he wants to marry. And so when you react emotionally, it gives them a feeling of control. If you react emotionally all the time, over time, he will come to see you as less of a challenge. So you must know by now that the number one pet peeve for men is a needy girlfriend. Keep that in mind. So it's important for you to show him that you're interested, but it is also equally important to send him the message that you like to be pursued. You're not going to be the one pursuing. He's not going to get the chance of being pursued. Let him know that you do like him. Give him subtle hints that you'll be happy to go out with him and you look forward to getting to know him better. But also send the message that you are the prize. And if he is willing to work for it, your love will be his reward. Okay? Now, in the case that he's pulled away, you might text him telling him that you miss him and that you wish him a wonderful day. But if you don't get a reply, you just stop there. Don't bombard him with more text messages, emails, or phone calls. Just leave it there and watch how long he takes to get back to you. And also take notice of what he says too in response to your messages. Okay? Great. Now, third reason why he pulls away from you is because you've already fallen for him long before he did. Ladies, it's hard, but try to be slow when trying to get to know a man. Be slow to commit and slow to fall in love. If you fall in love too quickly and get head over heels in love with him too soon, long before he falls in love with you, he will definitely pull away. That's no brainer. All right. So always remember that when it comes to love, you don't want to get there before him. You don't want to get there ahead of him. All right. This is why delaying sex is necessary, because unlike men who can easily have sex with a woman without falling in love afterwards, women do fall in love right after having sex with a man. So regardless of how modern day feminist love gurus are trying to sell the so-called women's sex freedom, it is to your disadvantage if you sleep with a man too soon. Blame it on oxytocin, all right, and the hormones that gets you attached to a man after cuddling and getting intimate with him. Women, you must know that we are made to be gatekeepers to sex because we decide who and when we want it. So when it is with who we are already in love with, we are more likely to surrender the key to the gates early, while having a total different expectation than his. So if you sleep with him before he falls in love with you, it may cheapen the potential of your relationship in his eyes. And the scenario will most likely lead to heartbreak. So what do you do in this case? You must learn how to control your emotions. Now that he's pulled away, the last thing that you would want is to come off as desperate. Because sis, chasing him and being desperate would only lower your worth in his eyes. It will push him away even further. So just simply give him the space that he needs. He may come back once he realizes that, oh, even if you love him, your sense of self-worth is much stronger than your need to be with him. Do you get what I mean? And that's for a fact. And that, my dear, is what changes the game, okay? Now, the fourth reason he pulls away is because he's already involved with someone else. Half the time, it's always the case with the men you meet newly. Some men are intentionally players, and sometimes you become the center of attention of someone whose pure intention are to play around, and unfortunately for you, these players may also be involved with someone else. Either they have a girlfriend or they have a wife. So the good news is that having solid boundaries in dating generally just weeds out the players that come around you. So if a player has showered you with so much attention and so much gift, and then he realizes that your dating boundaries will not allow him to quickly make a score, then he will pull away. And in that case, his pulling away actually becomes a blessing to you. Okay? So yeah, you have to stay firm, and you have to be very smart. You have to be very intuitive to figure out who they really are. However, if you think that you haven't established and implemented your dating boundaries, and there is a possibility that you've gotten played, now you have to do a background check. Some relationship experts will advise women, against doing a background check on a man while, getting to know him, because it implies a lack of trust. But do your background checks, and that's what the internet is for. And isn't trust supposedly the foundation of any relationship, including a budding one? So you have to find out who he hangs out with, his lifestyle, and much more. The truth is always there on the internet. So yeah, figure out who they really are. And sometimes they even hide their relationships. So you just need God to help you. So my advice to you is to listen to your guts. If your intuition tells you that you may be dating a player, find out if he's involved with someone. Now, knowing the reason of his pulling away will save you from grieving the sudden end of what appears to be a potential relationship, to be honest. By the way, who wants to grieve a player? Ew. Pfft. When there are better guys out there are lots of guys out there just as much as there are lots of women out there. So you can never run out of men. You can never run out of a good partner. Number 5, he pulls away maybe because he's very unsure of his feelings for you. Listen, ladies, it may be disappointing to hear this, but if a man is seriously into you and he is genuinely wanting to have a relationship with you, he won't feel the need to pull away. All right? He won't feel the need to pull back. But if he realizes that he's not into you and he doesn't have the guts to be honest with you about it, he will do the slow fade. Some men are not just equipped with the ability to tell you in person that they've lost that interest or that loving feelings for you. All right? There are actually men who seek advice on how to deal with such type of situation where, the woman falls more and more in love with them, while they fall more and more out of love with these women. Do you get what I mean? Although none of this information that I'm giving to you will ease the pain of being in a receiving end of a slow fade, but always remember that this is not about you. This is about his feelings towards you, which does not in any way diminish your worth as a high value woman. So please don't fail to recognize the hurt that his action has caused you, and also be gracious to his lack of ability to be honest with you. So the less anger you feel towards that person, the quicker you would get over him, and the less emotional damage his pulling away will do to you. So if he ghosted you for good as a mature, independent woman, you should be able to accept it and find peace with it, okay? Shift the focus back to yourself. You still have your career, you still have your hobbies, you still have your business, you still have whatever it is that makes you happy alone, successful, and independent. Men will always love and respect you more if you're self-sufficient, if you're confident, if you're happy with or without him. That's the gospel truth. Okay, so the 6th and final reason he pulls away from you too early is if you didn't give him the chance to pursue you. If you didn't give him the chance to chase you. So when you rob a man of the chance to pursue you, he will definitely pull away because you become an easy catch. Men are born hunters. They want to get the chance to know that they worked really hard for their kill, and not the other way around. So never rush the love process in the early stage of acquaintance. Don't be in a hurry to get courted by him or to get committed or to get commitment from him. That would be your wrongest move. But if you think that you accidentally have chased him, which led him to pull away, chances are that he's still into you. He probably is only disappointed that he's not able to do the pursuing. And so he does not see you as a challenge. Men love a challenge. They like to work for something that they think is important. So get comfortable with being chased. Get comfortable with being pursued. Be confident in your femininity and your worth as a woman. All right? Enjoy the chase. Enjoy the process of getting to know each other. Have fun when you're out with him and just enjoy his company for what it is. Avoid projecting your dreams of a happy relationship or a happy marriage on him. All right? Because you will definitely come off as someone who's desperate for love and commitment. So avoid referring to him as your soulmate. Come on now. He's not your soulmate. If he has not called you girlfriend, don't call him boyfriend. If he hasn't called you lover, don't call him lover. If he hasn't said I love you, don't tell him you love him. You have to spend about 3 months of getting to know each other in courtship before you will have an idea of if he is the one. But now that he's pulled away from you, all you have to do is stop right where you are. He's pulling away because you're forcing your way to him. Stop moving forward. Lean back so that, like a rubber band, he will be able to bounce back at you. As long as his attraction for you, as long as his attraction for you is still there, chances are high that he will come back. So play your card well. When he's back, be your happy, jovial, attractive self. And again, enjoy his chase. All right? And that would be it for now. Thank you so much, friend, for taking out time to watch my video. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you when I see you. Voila!